Welcome to Shop Talk with Beth and Steph. This is our chance to talk about automation happening outside the factory walls, and today is our consumer segment. We're going to talk about some devices that will make our lives easier, perhaps save our lives, or just distract us from our lives. So as we typically do, we give these applications a thumbs up or a thumbs down based on relevance and need in the market. And I'm going to start with a thumbs up because I hate yard work, but I love Kobe.
Kobe is pretty cool, Steph. So Kobe is a new robot from a new startup company, and you can kind of think of it as a Roomba for your yard. And for those of you who don't know what Roomba is, those are those round disc robots that you see on commercials that chase your kids and your dogs around, picking up after them. So Kobe kind of goes in that same fashion, and essentially it has three attachments that you hook up to it. One is for blowing leaves and that kind of thing. Another is for mowing lawn. And the third one, for those of us that live in the Northeast and elsewhere where it snows, is a snow blower, which is pretty cool. And the way it works is you have to do a little bit of legwork to get it going. You have to kind of walk it around your yard. It uses two beacons and it has sensors and video cameras. And basically you sort of teach it your yard, the perimeter. If you've got any like big rock gardens in the middle, you need to kind of walk it around and give it the lay of the land so that it knows where to go. But after you do that, supposedly, it's Saturday afternoon and you've got a couple hours of mowing to do. You just, boom, press a button and set Kobe out there, and it takes care of your grass or your snow blowing or what have you. A bit pricey. It's about $4,000 right now.
Yeah.
But, I guess if you look at the cost of a lawnmower and a snow blower and maybe, if you hire folks to come in and do an annual cleanup on your leaves, could amortize it. But I think to me, it's a good example of robotics technology that has gotten to the point where there's actually a good use case for it if it indeed works the way they say they do.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it.
Well, hopefully it does, and it reminds me of those autonomous vehicles in a warehouse where you do have to train it to do its stuff, but those are working out pretty good, so hopefully this will work out for us in our households, and I'll save up my money.
Yeah, you do that in your garden thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the other thing that I think is really applicable and really important, and it's not necessarily an automation application, but it's a wonderful use of mobile technology. It's this panic ring that this woman, Kathy Roma, came up with because she was actually brutally attacked. And, we think we're so safe and we have our cell phones and we think we can just pick it up and call 911. Well, when you're in the middle of something and you're very vulnerable, maybe you can't get to your phone, or maybe you don't want an abductor to hear you making that call for help. So this is an actual ring. It looks like costume jewelry with an application in it. So if you were to push the bottom of the ring for 3 seconds with your thumb, it sends out an alert to your emergency network. That might be the police, that might be your family. It gives your name, your phone number, your location. It also can have an audio aspect. It can record what's happening so they can hear what's happening at that moment. And it's just like in the factory where you've got an emergency stop when you need to stop things for safety reasons. I look at it like, we can't always just grab our phone. We're not always in that situation, but we might be able to at least just touch our finger and send help.
Reminds me of those movies where you would see the bank teller kind of surreptitiously under the counter pressing the button to alert the police of a break-in or something like that, but something in that genre.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a need for it. Unfortunately, in the world that we live in, but it's only about $130, and it's pretty cute. It's a cute ring.
Is it?
Yeah. So, but what I don't want is a smart hairbrush.
Yes. Well, that to me, I agree with you. That to me seems like a perfect example of sort of taking the technology and putting it before the actual use case, which we know from being in the industry for a long time typically happens as people and companies try to feel out how to take advantage of emerging technologies, like in this case, the Internet of Things. but this example was one of the many that were introduced at CES, which was earlier, in January. And this is by a well-known beauty company, L'Oreal. They're working in partnership with an electronics company called Withings, I think is the name of it. And they're using everything from different sensors and signal analysis algorithms. They even have a microphone on board so it can sort of, record the sound of your brush strokes and interpret that. But the whole idea behind the brush, it's connected to an app, much like your panic ring. And the idea is to, keep you informed about the health of your hair. So are you brushing enough? Are you brushing not enough? Is your brushing causing you split ends? Is the weather outside going to give you a bad hair day? I mean,
all the I can in life,
all good things, but the brush is $200. I'm not so sure I'd be, ready to buck up for something like that, for that kind of applicability. Again, I applaud, pushing the envelope and really trying to take advantage of these emerging technologies. But I really think in order for these things to be a success, there really needs, just like in the world of manufacturing and automation, there needs to be a business case. There really needs to be an end user need for something like this. And I'm not so sure hair health at this stage of the game is top of mind.
Yeah, but if they get the price point down, people will buy it just because they always want the latest and greatest.
Yeah, it's a novelty. Yeah. I think it's a good novelty item.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Another novelty item is this air selfie, which, everybody was going wild over the selfie stick when that came out.
Right.
But this just takes that a step further. So hold on to your phones, or don't hold on to your phones, because it's basically a little tiny drone in your phone case. And you take it out, and through your Android or your iPhone app, you can send it off to hover in front of you or go up a little bit, a couple of feet, and position it. It stabilizes itself with some sensors and some technology in there, and then you take your picture, you snap your picture, and then you're all over Snapchat with a great selfie that came from high above. So this is a Kickstarter program, and people were donating money to get their first air selfie. So I don't know if you want to donate $200 or $400 or $500 for an air selfie, go for it. But I'm going to pass.
Right. Now, is it the camera is actually on the drone, or how it comes out of your camera case like a little fly up into the air?
It's in your camera case, and that's where it charges. And then
Wow.
it's a tiny little drone, and it just has these 4 little motors, and it just kind of lifts up. I saw the video. It looks a little clunky. I don't know if it's going to work. But again, it's one of those things that, hey, somebody's going to buy it. They want,
and it shows the potential of where we're heading with all of this stuff.
Yep. So a lot of consumer applications this week, but fun to talk about. So thanks for joining us. If you want to learn more about Beyond the Factory Walls, head over to automationworld.com and scroll down to Beyond the Factory Walls newsletter. Click on it, subscribe to it. You'll get it in your inbox with stories from Beth and I, and then join us here on the Automation World YouTube channel once a month for Shop Talk. So thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye-bye.